Hi guys, Thomas of Friends 47 here, and right now you're looking at Farquhar. I want to get this cool shot. You can see the candles in the background. Please don't mind those. There will be sky background there soon. But you guys may be wondering what I'm doing, and from the title and the description, you may already know this is another layout update. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to show you again the whole layout, talk about things I've done, talk about things that are on the way, and then at the end we'll have a run by this engine right over here. We'll get him running in just a few minutes. But first, like I said, we're going to talk about all the different changes. So one major change here at Farquhar would be these street lamps. I based them off the original model series, and I wanted to have these there because they're such a classic moment at Farquhar. And I was happy they have them in the CGI series, but they're just not as cool. It's not as, the green color, it just sets off the whole thing. And I love those so much. These are actually customized from Walmart models that I purchased at Walmart. They were $4.96, I believe, maybe $6.96. I can't remember. But with a little bit of customization, these things used to have globes, just with a little bit of trimming and a shade of paint. They were really cool. Turning back around, though, on the other side, I took out the shed. The brake vans are still there. Also, this is Dennis, my good friend, the mail train, sent that to me. Love this model with a little bit of work. He's starting to run again, so he's happy. All I have to do is change out this wheel set. I'm going to change it with one from Caitlin. Do some repaint, and he'll be as good as new. Another thing that has changed is not really on the table. It's actually up in the air-ish. Yep, it's right here. It's the Union Jack. It's now flying over Farquhar. I especially like this angle. I was able to get a picture like this earlier, and I just love that so much. I really do love that flag. I am American, but I tell you, I love England too. So as for these few subtle changes, that's really all that's changed here, except for adding some new Trackmaster Revolution redesigned, Trackmaster 2, whatever you call it, track. That's what I've added. I do like this track better because it has better rail tie details. So moving on from there, we also have several vehicles. I love that V-dub, especially that gray car there. I've just added a few vehicles around the layout. Nothing's happened with Glenn yet, though. Alright, please forgive me, I'm having to hold my phone and just not want to cooperate at all. Here's the valley, little car accident scene I made, an ambulance there. Nothing much has changed to the valley, at all, really. Nothing's changed to this corner, still trying to figure out what to do here. However, I did add the hill to Ellsbridge, and this, I'm going to tell you, is one of the coolest things I've ever made. I love how good that came out, especially like with the staggering of the dirt and stuff. It's really cool. I did add that building back there. That was not in the last video. I found it at a thrift store called Sweet Repeats. It was awesome. You guys should go there sometimes. It's really cool. Now, nothing much has happened at Ellsbridge Station, okay? Nothing really at all, except for the other side of it. So I've added the entire hillside. Now cars can go up there easily. There we are. Also, you can see that I've added grass everywhere in this entire corner. I've added the signal box back. In the last video, this was nothing but bare tabletop. And I'm so thankful that I was able to change that in this short time. Also, I want to give you guys a better look over here, too. If you remember in the last video, I didn't have this siding. That was because there was no redesigned switch for it. Thankfully, Fisher-Price did redesign that double switch, so I was able to add the siding back. Also, I love this view with the hilltop there, just so awesome. And I'm going to give you a look here, too, so you guys can see Ellsbridge from the road. Moving back down from there, though, you can see that the line's here. If you'll remember, too, in that corner, I had a lot of sidings, and it was only for one way, so there was like 4 different switches, and trains could only enter one way. And I told you guys I did not like that busyness, and so I had to cut it out. Well, go down the line, and there's something that takes up a lot less space. It's a customized track piece I made. It's a 4-way crossover. It uses 2 of the shorter switches, 2 sets of switches, I should say, and a crossover track. And all I had to do on this side and that side was just, I used a wood burner. Please don't use one without parents' permission. And I just spliced off the ends and re-glued. And that silver there is to make it look like it's been welded. Also, I have a signal gantry that also came from the switch and stop expansion pack. So, I got a lot of these switches. I just love those so much. They're able to do so much with those. Here's another view that I like on the layout. This is is a double loop, so that trains can stop and others can go around. So that's what's there, and then we also have a water tower. Now, one of my favorite places on the layout is not only Farquhar, but it's actually a new location that I recently added. Sorry guys, trying to move down. And that would be where this fence begins. So friends on Facebook will know that I added this, but you guys may not. And that is the windmill. Yep, I added the windmill to my layout. I put it in this location for one reason, because I wanted to be able to get it on the curve. So I added the fence, and of course there's Thomas going by this famous windmill. I know it's not an exact replica, but it is pretty cool. My favorite part of this is the fence that I made. I just love how it turned out. I also love how this was once covered in snow, and now it's grass powder. It's just so awesome. Very, very cool. Also, the reason it's covered in lights is for the Sodor Lights Festival, so I kind of... Also, look at this view that you can get to. Like from Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. Just so awesome. Alright, and the next thing that we're moving on to is the quarry. This is another spot that a lot of progress has been made. It's just so awesome. So, I added this quarry wall very recently. I painted very recently. I painted the whole floor of the quarry. So, all this has happened in about, like, the matter of, like, 4 or 5 days ago. And I'm so happy how this turned out. I'm so happy, like, the different angles that you can get to. Like, for instance, if you go down to the ground, you can really get some cool angles, and it's hard to tell where the mountain stops. And I love that so much. And then another cool angle, another cool use of this mirror, I think. Back here, the container. You see the one back there says TR. You know, TR Water Systems. And it's regular, so it looks like it's not written backwards. Well, that's because in real life it is written backwards. So the mirror shows it up as it's not. Makes it look like there's two there. Also, moving down the quarry, there's a quarry rock over there. There's actually going to be a mountain here. So that's a future plan. Again, probably not going to happen until after the new year. But moving over this way, I have this part of the quarry painted too. And if you remember last time, this was nothing but cheer wine cans and paint cans and all sorts of weird stuff. Also, this is an angle that I really like too. These sidings are for trucks. So after Mavis fills them up at the quarry road loader to the left, she can bring them in here to the sidings for Thomas and Toby to take out. So there's a lot of sidings there. This one here with a double switch is actually going to be a shed. A friend of mine is going to be making that for me. Can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. And then the far left over there is going to be another line just for empty trucks. So there'll never be a supply of, like, you know, they'll never run out of trucks here. Alright, and then as for the tramway, nothing's changed much there, except I did add this Walmart billboard, which is soon going to be an Asda billboard. The wires will not be there. They're going to be put under the table. Just got to drill a few holes. And like I said, nothing much has changed on the tramway. So move back. You can see my take and play table back there. And then we are done. So, what do you guys think of this layout update? I know it was long. I'm sorry. I try to shorten these things. They just never, ever want to do it, unfortunately. But, I want to say, too, thank you guys, because last time I was reading the comments, and I'm still reading them, like, over and over, but, you know, all the things that you guys said, I am so thankful that you guys like this, and I'm thankful that you're with me on this journey of, this is the first layout that I've really made realistically, and I'm very thankful that I tried this, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have got as much enjoyment out of the Trackmaster range. So, again, thank you all who commented and liked and shared those videos, because without you guys, you know, I wouldn't be making these videos, so thank you. Alright, so we're going to have this run. We're going to let him run completely around layout. And then I'll just go ahead and stop, and I'll see you guys soon. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, well, one thing first. I want to show you guys, too, because of the layout here, I also have a not as realistic under the table layout, which is Ulfstead Castle. So there's Steven. Hi, Steven. Pretty cool. Alright, and we'll just go back up the line here. Go around. Sorry, guys. And back here. Now we're going to have a run. Alrighty. Let's go. Bye, guys. See you soon.